Okay, viewers, welcome to Deep TV Online. Thank you for joining us always. And today, you are joining us on our solo podcast segment where I'm going to be making comments and remarks about a very current issue of national interest. But before I proceed, join me to watch this video.
President Bola Tinubu has announced the suspension of emergency rule in Rivers State. The president directed Rivers governor, that is the suspended governor, now reinstated, Siminalayi FUBARA, to return to office on Thursday. Tinubu also asked Ngozi Odu, the deputy governor, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly to resume official duties. The emergency rule had been in place for 6 months.
Okay, you all listen to that video, and that is the announcement of the return to office of our darling governor, the executive governor of Rivers State, Mr. Siminalayi FUBARA, after a 6-month suspension from office following certain political intrigues that play out in Rivers State. And I want to believe a lot of water had passed under the bridge, a lot of lessons have been learned. This is not the time for us to start looking back for any form of negativity, but to start looking forward for the collective benefit of Rivers State, the advancement of Rivers State, the development of Rivers State, and of course, the growth and prosperity of Rivers State. I believe that should be the thing occupying our minds now. At this point, I want to talk to my brother, Governor FUBARA. This is not a matter of victor or vanquish. There's no victor, there's no vanquish. It's just normal political game that we always come and go. And it's going to enrich our history and your own personal history as well. You understand? And I also want to commend you that sometimes there is wisdom in being able to look the other way when issues appear not favorable. And so we've seen what happens. And the role of instigators is not little in this matter, which I believe you all know. And certain statements you made immediately after the declaration of that state of emergency convinced me that you also know better as we speak. Sometimes we don't need to allow anybody to push us. Let's do our thing the way we know best and not necessarily succumbing to the influences of side talks. You could see the game now. About the same time you went on suspension, somebody else whose name I will not to mention was also on suspension. Her own return is not as seamless as yours. But probably yours is seamless because you are seen. So that rhyme could have worked for you spiritually. So, and it's because of the way you went about it. Like I said, lessons were learned, and then we're able to move forward the way it is. Let me just appeal to the people of Rivers State, the good people of Rivers State, to allow peace to reign. What should be paramount in the mind of every individual, especially in that state, is the progress of that state. It's the progress of that state. That is what should be paramount. Or in case anybody wonders why my interest in Rivers State, yes, it may amaze you to learn that I did my NYC in 1988-1989 in Rivers State, Port Harcourt to be specific. I actually served. We did our camp at the UST. That's Rivers State University of Science and Tech. Fantastic place. Fantastic place. I wish I could go back there, provided it still maintained the standards I met then. I wish to go back there. That's where we did our camp. And from there, I was posted to Nigerian Tide newspapers at around that roundabout. And but I was living at a Rumola, the very popular Rumola route. So that is where I was living. And I enjoy every container. So, and while in Port Harcourt, I tasted some measure of life from GRA, from presidential hotel GRA, and then to even outside Port Harcourt, Abonima, Omok, and of course later using that opportunity to visit Calabar, Uyo, Kotekmene, Aba, even come down back to Warri, Asaba. I'm sorry, Warri, Sapele. You know, I was so familiar with all those places. It was a very enjoyable year for me. So, and there's no way I will remember those things without remembering Port Harcourt. So, to me, Port Harcourt is very, very important, and I love everybody there. So that's why I'm concerned, in case you wonder. But let's give peace a chance. To God be the glory. If you look at the crisis in Port Harcourt critically, there are three major actors. There are a lot of actors. If I will start counting or mentioning them now, we will not finish this video today. But the three major actors are the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Mr. Nyesom Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister and former Governor of Rivers State, and of course, FUBARA's godfather, so to speak. And then FUBARA himself, similarly FUBARA. Those are the three. If we look at it critically, there were no irreconcilable differences. Reason being that, going by the mood of the members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, the 27 members that were declared legitimate by the court back then, looking at their mood about that time, they will remove the governor. They will impeach the governor. There is no, even a day-old child can predict this. They will remove the governor, and that will have been permanent. This issue of coming back after 6 months now will not even be there at all. They will remove him. And when they remove him, two ways why, I'm trying to explain two ways why the president was justified. If they removed him, there will be crisis in Rivers State. To forestall crisis in Rivers State and to forestall removing FUBARA permanently, the president did what he did. It was what we can call political wisdom. It's not every time we look at issues with emotions. We have said this several times. Don't approach issues with emotions. Emotions becloud reasoning. Be calm. Look at issue thoroughly, deeply, and with patience. Then you get to the root of it. The president saved FUBARA. He will have been a former governor, probably governor of how many months. But after this suspension, he's back in office. And I'm highly excited. I'm happy to have him back. Yes, he's one young man I like, and I just want him to know the peculiarity of the Nigerian political landscape. You see, there's something in life. You must operate according to your environment. Because your environment is the vehicle. Your environment is the vehicle. It's just like somebody finding himself inside an aircraft or a fast-moving car, and he say you will not use belt. Or you know, there are rules to every environment you find yourself. You need to play along the line. It is only when you play along the line you survive that you will be able to do some things or part of the things you actually want to do. If not, you will not even do anything at all. And the same people who claim to be supporting you will still say things behind you. Trust Nigerians. It's not about tribe. It's not about region. It's just us, Nigerians. We are so spherical. We are so slippery. We are not stable at all. We are not stable. So, Governor, honestly, I'm happy having you back. Face your duty as a governor. If you can beat the record of Mr. Peter Odili, if you can beat the record of Rotimi Amechi, can beat the record of your immediate past boss, Nyesom Wike, so be it. Go and beat their record. In terms of performance, and in terms of the progress of Rivers State. May God Almighty bless Rivers State. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.